welcome to my channel. My name is Andrew. Today we're gonna do something that I haven't done and I haven't really felt confident enough to do it. And I'm scared to be wrong, but you know, such is life. Let's just do it. So we're gonna do books that I predict I will be giving 5 stars. And that's it, that's the whole premise. Let's start it off. So, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't know where I'm gonna fall on this one because I feel like I have seen some people have no comprehension of this story and they're very confused. And I like plot and I am worried that I won't understand what's happening, but I also have seen people, I'm going to tell you why I think this might get 5 stars for me. Because after I read The Diviners, that whole series, the reason why it was so amazing for me and one of my favorite series of all time at this point is because of the characters and the character interactions and the friendships. And I have heard that that is a very strong point in this series. This series is much more popular than The Diviners. There's so many people that I know that love this series. So I really hope I can be one of those people. I actually bought this before I bought The Diviners, and I was just able to get through The Diviners easier because I had all the audiobooks, but I also have all the audiobooks for this also. But I was worried about getting the audiobooks for this because I feel like people say it's better to physically read it. So if you have done that, let me know what you think. But I feel like it has potential to be 5 stars for me. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this, hopefully soon. Definitely this year if I can. I don't want to say for sure anything, but I would love to read this in the next few months. Next we have The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. Now, I feel as though someone that I follow mentioned in a video something. They didn't specify the book, but I feel like they spoiled the ending of this book or why there is a second person perspective, because there's like a you perspective. And I feel as though now I know why that exists. And I feel like I wish I didn't know that, because if I was to discover that on my own in the book, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But now I know why there's a second person perspective. They didn't say the name of the book, but they said enough about the book for it to be obvious for anybody who follows fantasy readers. So I still expect to give this 5 stars because the premise is intriguing. It's about all these different seasons, and then in the fifth season, shit hits the fan and it goes crazy, and it's like a sci-fi fantasy mix, and that is amazing to me. I love when they're like a mix. So, and the first sentence of this book is just amazing. All right, the beginning, the very first sentence, let's start with the end of the world, why don't we? Get it over with and move on to more interesting things. I have every intention of reading this soon. I feel like this one is gonna be one, I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping to give it 5 stars. Okay, I was interrupted because I had to eat my wings from Wingstop. All right, moving on. Gods of Jade and Shadow. Now, I'm not sure this is gonna be a full 5 stars, but I know that this is about opening Pandora's box and has, I believe, Mexican mythology. Yes, and I just read this is about the 1920s, which is now one of my favorite time periods thanks to The Diviners. So I'm excited for this one. Obviously, they're all going to be ones I'm excited about because 5-star predictions. Ooh, and they go to the underworld. Ooh, and it's got this is also blurbed by the author of City of Brass, which I don't own physically, but I'm excited for that. And this is also blurbed by Rebecca Roanhorse, she's the author of Black Sun and Trail of Lightning, which I'm also excited for those. I don't physically own them. But wow, looking at this just made me even more excited. So, okay, this is definitely a 5-star prediction for sure. Then we have The Wicker King by Kay Ankrum. And I actually read the interview with her at the back of this. And for some reason that made me more excited. I know this is male romance, and you can see the pages get darker and darker as the story goes on, which I feel like this is going to be I don't know. I love when books have mixed media. It's just, everyone should put it in their books. It just adds to the story. We're still reading words on a page. It's still reading. I'm very excited for this. I'm getting more excited as I'm talking about these. Okay, wow. Why haven't I picked up books that I've spent my money on? I don't know. Okay. because I'm worried I'm gonna get halfway through them and stop. Next, we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So what do I know about this? I know that this seems to be pretty polarizing. People either absolutely love it or hate it, which I feel like that's most likely to become a favorite if it's polarizing, because I don't know why, but it just seems like, why do I think I will love this? Because I love magic, I love enemies to lovers, I love enchanting writing. I didn't used to think I was going to consider this a 5-star read, but the more I read and the more I read lyrical, I don't think I like lyrical writing, but I think that I can appreciate beautiful prose more than I expected to. And I know that this is constantly praised for its prose, so I think this will be at least a 4-star, hopefully a 5-star though. So that one and the next two are actually because I just found Emmy's video where she asked over 1,000 people what their favorite book of all time was, and I already owned 3 books that were on that list. So the Night Circus and these next 2 are on that list. So I have moved them up on my priorities list. So this next one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I have started this. I also have an audiobook for this. So I have hope for this one because it's several people's favorite book of all time. And I know it talks a lot about identity, which is a topic I enjoy discussing. So this is about a woman who goes, this guy's wife has just died, and then the Rebecca is so your character, I guess she never gets a name. You never get a name for her in the novel, supposedly, from what I understand. And she goes and meets this man. He was married to someone named Rebecca, and Rebecca died, and everyone's obsessed with Rebecca. So I don't know. It's an intriguing premise for sure. I'm really curious to see what it does and how it plays in with the fact that you don't ever get a name for the main character. I'm just interested to see how that works. I don't know if this will become my favorite book of all time, but I hope that it does. But I don't think it will. But I hope it's 5 stars. That's all I can hope for, right? Next, we have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Again, one that I feel pretty polarizing. People either absolutely love this book very passionately or don't. I feel like that's pretty, I guess you could say that about this one, Rebecca, and The Night Circus. You either, because I feel like because they're some people's favorite book of all time, that's literally one of the most hyped things you can say about a book. I don't know. I'm never really into like World War historical fiction, but I feel like if I'm gonna like one, this is gonna be the one, because from what I understand, it's about a girl discovering a book, and she uses a lot of books, or I think she steals books in order to like escape from the horrors of the real world. And that's a premise that I can get behind. If it's not too focused on the war aspects of the story, then this could be I could really enjoy this book. I'm excited for all these books. And this book also has like illustrations in it. So again, we've got mixed media, which just clearly adds to the story, because look at people considering it one of their favorite books of all time. Yikes. I don't know if you can see that, but yikes. Wow, this is going to be a powerful book. I can already tell. Also, this is told from the perspective of death, and I guess you have journal entries from death. And after reading Thunderhead, and my favorite aspect of Thunderhead being the journal entries from, I don't think they're journal entries, but my favorite part of the Scythe series so far has been the excerpts from previous Scythe's journals in the first book, and from, you're kind of like in the Thunderhead's thoughts in a way in Thunderhead, the second book. So if we're gonna get journal entries from death, this has potential for sure to be a 5-star. I think this is also one of the highest rated books on my radar also. The next 2 are by the same author, and she's an author I haven't read yet, but I obviously have very high hopes. So the first book being A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I expect to give this 5 stars because I have read the first 40 pages of it and really liked it. Why did I stop? Because I like pain. I don't know. I should just read books I enjoy. Like, that's the whole point. But I expect to give it, I feel like because I was enjoying it and I know I can enjoy it, I want to save it for some other time. But I don't know why, because who knows when that time could be. I don't know. I know there's quotes from this book that I loved. I don't know which book in the series it is, but the quote, it's everywhere. The quote about, I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still. Like yes, that speaks to me. This just has, I feel like she's the type of writing I really enjoy. That's like not overly flowery, but still beautifully written, like in a way that's just so readable. Like it's just, I expect to give it 5 stars, obviously. The premise of this book is that there are 4, I just love this cover too. Okay, this is a beautiful cover. The whole series, the red, white, blue, not blue, sorry. The red, white, and black aesthetic is just fantastic. I'm just getting so excited talking about all these books. But this one is about Kel, who's an Antari who can travel between these 4 different versions of London. You've got Black London, Red London, White London, Gray London, which Gray London is like our own London. And there's just so many, and I'm pretty sure he like steals an object, like a magical object or something. Like it's just my kind of shit. It's my kind of shit. Okay, it's a lot of people's shit because this is a very popular book. I have high hopes for this whole series, and people say that A Conjuring of Light, I feel like I've heard such mixed things about it, but I just need to read it. Okay, I just need to shut the fuck up and just read it so that I can join the hype, because like I'm so sure, I don't want to get too excited here, but final one, same author. I'm sure you can guess. The final choice here is the final prediction on the list is going to be The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is a copy I got from Book of the Month. It took me so long to just be able to get this book because it would constantly sell out, and it was not available on Book of the Month until 4 months after it had come out. I think it was either 3 or 4 months. I finally have it, yet I haven't even read it, even though it was so difficult, or it took so long to actually be able to get a copy of it. And I still haven't read it, and I expect to give it 5 stars. I don't make sense. So this is about a girl who makes a deal with the devil, and the twist is that nobody remembers who she is at all. I don't want to know any more than that. Say less, sign me up. I'm ready. I already read the first page, and I'm like, yes, this is a girl is running for her life. That's how it starts. I can't wait. Okay, I can't wait. V.E. Schwab is potentially going to be a favorite author. I'm so excited. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. So if you have read any of these, please let me know. Let me know any books you think you're gonna read and they're gonna be 5 stars, or books that you have already given 5 stars. If any of these are on your list and you haven't read them, if you have read them, love to talk about it with you. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter. All that will be linked in the description. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to talk about books. So I made the whole channel. So yeah, have a great day. Bye.